Hello, Makale. I welcome you all to the Vedantu Karnataka. Nanu chemistry teacher, Rithika. Yes, hi. Am I audible and visible properly to everyone? Am I audible and visible properly to everyone? Just check it once. Let me check. Yes, then let's start. So hi everyone. So last class ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ಇದು 2 marks ಮತ್ತೆ 3 marks ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ 2 marks ಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ 3 marks ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೋಗಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ದು 5 marks ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ 5 marks ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾವ ತರ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ 5 marks ನಲ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ 5 marks are like what you people know, like direct ಆಗಿ 5 marks ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳೋದು ಬಹಳ ಡೌಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೇ ಒಂದೇ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಪ್ಪ, ಸೊ ಅಂತದ್ದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇದು ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ 5 marks ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಎ ಬಿ ಸಿ, ಈಗ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಎ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಿ ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಎ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿ. ಸೊ ಸಚ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ಡ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ 5 marks ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ತರ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ಡ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಎಸ್, ಹಾಯ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2 marks ಮತ್ತೆ 3 marks ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದು 5 marks. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಮ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ತರ ಡೆರಿವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆ ತರ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಹಾಯ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್. Yes, let's start then. Yes. Some basic concept is visible properly. Yes. So some basic concepts of chemistry dinda completely first chapter dinda. So compound idu actually numerical problem. Okay, this is actually a numerical problem which has come. Numerical problem idu consider ಮಾಡಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ. A compound contains 4.07% hydrogen, that is 24.47%. 24.47%. One second. ಸೊ ಏನಿರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಇರೋದು 24.47% ಇದೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ 4.07%. ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ 71.05% ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಗಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಫ್ಯೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಗಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ತರನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ on the step 1. Okay, step 1 ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ, step 1 is actually going to be including as given things. First given things ಅನ್ನ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ತಿಳಿತಾ. First you people will write the given things like how much the mass is present, like how much the weight is present, how much this all things are present. That is very important to understand. Clear? So this all things you people need to understand it first itself. Yes, hi everyone. ಸೊ ಗಿವನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೀತಾರ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಏನ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ನೋ ದಟ್ ಯಾವ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್, which formula it is being used. Okay, which formula it is being used. Clear? So third step is what? Okay, formula use ಆದಪ್ಪ, ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಏನು. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನ್ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಿವನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಹೌ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಇಟ್? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಫಾಲೋ ದ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ಮಾಸ್ ರೂಲ್. ಓಕೆ, Bodmas rule is very important. You people will follow the Bodmas rule. Then afterwards, slowly you people need to divide it because you people have a calculator is been allowed. Okay, calculator allowed ide exams na. Aita? So idella madid takshana you will get a final answer. Okay, you people will receive a final answer. Once you people will receive the final answer, in that final answer, unit is very important to write. Okay, unit is very important to write. Make sure you people will practice these things properly. Okay, so in first step is actually given things. Given things you people need to write. Then afterwards you people need to write the formulas. Then use the board mass rule and solve the calculation. Means you people need to do the calculation here. Okay, simple way I'm telling is you people need to do the calculation. Clear? So calculation should be done. That is the main concept which you people need to follow it properly. Clear? Next thing. What is the next thing is final answer we will receive it. Then you people need to forget. This is very important concept. So the unit barilla andre nimadu half to 1 marks lose ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀರಾ. You people will lose at least half to 1 marks. So please make sure you people will write this properly. Clear? Aita, understood? Yes, let's move to the next part then. First, we'll go to the first problem. That is what they have told, a compound contains 4.07% of hydrogen. Right? Yes, percent of hydrogen itappa? Hydrogen ittu ಆಮೇಲೆ 24.47% of carbon ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ 71.65% of chlorine ಇದೆ and its molar mass is 98.96 grams per mole. ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ? 98.96 per mole. 98.96 gram per mole. There are its empirical and molecular formula. That is determination of an empirical formula. Now you people need to find the empirical formula for all the compounds which they have given it. So first chapter nalli ella basic things ide nimdu. So all basic things nalli almost 20% you already kaltu bandirtara. Now 80% you people are learning it here. Clear? 80% you people are learning it here. Clear? Understanding? Understanding? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, let's start. So carbon ilinagatappa. So carbon is the first element which they have taken it. Right? Carbon is the first element which they have taken it. Second. Yes. Carbon first ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Right? So carbon percentage composition ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ? 24.27 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So atomic mass is how much? 12. Atomic mass is how much? 12. So the percentage composition plus the atomic mass is going to be how much? So it's 24.27. Okay, atomic mass is 12 ಇದೆ. So then substitute ಮಾಡಿದಪ್ಪ. So ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ already calculator ಅಲ್ಲವಿದೆ. So please make sure you people will note it down. ನಾ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗೂ ನೀವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಗೋ open the calculator fast everyone and check it out how much it is coming. Check everyone how much it is coming for the answer. Yes, the answer bರ್ತದೆ 24.27 divided by 12 is going to be how much? 2.02. 2.02 is the answer for this. When you divide it, you will get this what? 2.02. Done. So now divide the values by the smallest of them. Okay. Smallest of them is how much for us? 2.01. So we will substitute. Which is the 2.01? Which is the smallest one. So that we will substitute it here. That will be 1 itself. And we will get what? On rounding of the value of the nearest whole number, it will be 1. Empirical formula is 1. Clear? So for the compound, empirical formula of carbon is 1. Done. 1. Carbons is done. Let's move to the next part. That is hydrogen. So hydrogen ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರಪ್ಪ 4.07 ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. We know atomic mass is 1 divided by 1, it will be 0.407, 4.07. So which is the smallest one? That is 2.0. ಇದು ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ 2.02 will be the answer. So you people can check round figure, whole number round figure. If we do it, it will be how much? 2. It will be how much? 2. Clear? Done. So chloride. Next is coming, sir. Chloride. So in chloride, they have given how much the weight? 71.65. Clear? 71.65 divided by 35.5. Divided by 35.5. So how much will be the answer now? 71.65 divided by 35.5. How much will be the answer? 2.01. Check ಮಾಡಬೇಕು calculator ನಲ್ಲಿ. Yes, yes. Next. So ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ empirical formula ಬರೋದು 1. So 1, 2, 1. So 1 is carbon, 2 is hydrogen, and 1 more, 1 is chloride. Clear? So that is what we will substitute it. What will get the answer here? Concentrate, that is CH2Cl. What will get? CH2Cl. Clear everyone? Understood? Understood? Now, empirical formula for the CH2Cl is how much? Carbon ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ 12 ಅದ್ರ ವೇಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ 12 and afterwards hydrogen has been 2 into 1 ಯಾಕೆ hydrogen atomic mass ಇರೋದು 1 into 2 so ಆಮೇಲೆ chloride just 35.5 means what this is all basic things 10th standard ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಏನ್ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲ periodicity table ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ that much only it will be useful understood so what will get the answer here 49.5 has the answer clear so now already we know that n is equal to okay n is equal to molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass clear so how much it will be molecular mass ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ 98.96 so what is the empirical formula mass which we have got it that is 49.50 so what will get the answer here 1.99 okay 1.99 if you convert that to the whole number you will get it as what 2 itself okay you will get it as what 2 itself clear understood yes let's start with the next there is empirical formula and molecular formula same ade so ella substitute ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ we'll get the answer as what C2H4Cl2 C2H4Cl2 clear everyone yes let's move to the next part that is a compound with a molecular mass of a compound is it visible properly yes I'll write it don't worry okay so 34 grams per mole is being known as it contains 34 grams per mole okay so it is known as contains 5.88% and hydrogen and 94.12% oxygen. So 94.12% oxygen is there. Now find the molecular formula of the compound. So molecular formula na find madlikke helidare. So come on, start solving everyone. I want the answer in the chat box everyone. Fast. I want the answer in the chat box. Now, element that is percentage composition of the hydrogen is how much? Percentage composition of hydrogen is 5.88. I'll write it here. 5.88. Clear? Atomic mass of the hydrogen is 1 itself. So what will be the percentage composition again? 5.88 divided by 1. That will be 5.88. Clear? Now divide the values by smallest of them. Okay. ಯಾವ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಾ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಸೇಮ್ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಬಟ್ ದ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಓಕೆ ಬರೀ ಏನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇದೆ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇದೆ ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾನು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 5.88 divided by 5.88 it will be 1 so on rounding of the value of the nearest whole number we'll get the answer as 1 clear next oxygen now oxygen is percentage composition how much eti kotidarappa 94.12 so we know already atomic mass of oxygen is what 16 so atomic mass ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಸೊ ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ ಕಾಮನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ okay my hair is disturbing a lot today. So 94.12 divided by 16. Clear? That will be how much? 5.882. So same thing, smallest one divide madidri. What will get the answer as 1? Clear? Same thing we have done it here also. So nenu changes illa. Same thing madidara. So empirical formula 1 into 1 plus 1 into 16 is equal to what? 17. Is equal to what? 17. Clear? Clear everyone? Yes. So n is equal to molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass 34 divided by 17 is equal to 2. Clear? This is equal to 2. What will get the answer? Therefore the molecular formula is also going to OH2 that will be H2O2. Clear? Yes. Let's move to the next question. So determine the molecular formula of an oxide of an iron in which the mass percentage of the iron and the oxygen are 69.9 and 30.1 respectively. Yes, 69.9 ಮತ್ತೆ 30.1 respectively. Now give that the molar mass of the oxide is how much? 159.8 grams per mole. 159.8 grams per mole. Understanding? Yes, very good. Sit and solve the questions. Don't be active in the chats and sit and solve the problems. Then only you will get the answers. Numerical problems ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು 100 ಸಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ಬಹಳ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಟೋಮಿಕ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಐರನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಪ್ಪ? 5.85. ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ? 16 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, 16 U. Okay, now next. So determination of the empirical formula same. Iron do percentage composition atomic mass divided by moles matte simple ratio madodu matte simplest ratio. That's it. Same way how you have solved it before problem, the same way it is present. Clear? The same way it is present. Not to be worried much. Clear? Yes. Let's move to the next part. The next question also. One second, give me. Okay. Let's move to the next question. A given sample has 30%. A given sample has how much? 30% ethanol by mass. 30% ethanol by mass. A given sample has the 30% ethanol by mass. So whatever, okay, whatever the rest being water, determine the percentage of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen in a given sample. So molar mass of ethanol is how much? 46 grams per mole. Clear? Now what happens with here? The carbon percentage is 46 grams. Okay, carbon percentage is 46 grams of ethanol. Clear? So now how much it will be? 2 into 12, it will be what? 24 grams. 24 grams. Now carbon present in 30 gram of ethanol. So this is 46 grams. This is 30 grams. Okay. Adralli ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೆ? Okay. Carbon first 46 grams of ethanol ಇದ್ದಾಗ 24 gram ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ. So carbon present in 30 gram of ethanol ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 24 into 30 divided by 46. How much it will be? 15.65 grams. Clear? 15.65 grams. Understood? Understood? Yes. Next, hydrogen present in 30 gram of ethanol. 30 gram of ethanol. Okay. So, illi 30 gram of ethanol ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, that is 6. That is 6 into 30 divided by 46. That will be what? 3.91 gram. That will be what? 3.91 gram. Understood? Understood? Yes. Next part, what they have asked, oxygen present. Oxygen present in 30 gram of oxygen. 30 gram of oxygen. And that will be how much? 10.43. How much it will be? 10.43. Am I not audible properly? Yes, in 70% of water, in 70% of water, ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? Mass of the hydrogen present is 2 into 70 divided by 18. How much it will be? 7.78 grams. 7.78 grams. Clear? Clear everyone? Yes. Next, mass of the oxygen present. ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ mass of the oxygen is present here? Now, next comes the very important thing is, when you people will find the mass of the gram, okay? the mass ಕಂಡಿಡಿದ್ರಪ್ಪ. Hydrogen which is present ಕಂಡಿಡಿದ್ರಿ, mass of the oxygen which is also present. Now, once we get this both the values, what you people will do here, the percentage of the carbon is going to be 15.65%. Now, percentage of hydrogen ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? First, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಎರಡು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 11.69%. Clear? Next, that is going to be the percentage of the oxygen. ಎಷ್ಟು remain ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ percentage of oxygen. ತಿಳಿತಾ? So this is a short question, guys. This is a short question. If you want, I'll write it here. Important short such questions will be coming to you people. Okay. Make sure you people will practice this thing. Okay. Done? Yes, am I audible properly now? Yes. Next, N2 and H2 react with each other to produce ammonium according to the equation. So they have given one equation. What is that equation? That is N2 grams plus 3H2 grams, which will form what? 2NH3 grams. Clear? 2NH3 grams. They have told us to calculate the mass of the ammonium which is produced if in case 2.0 into 10 raised to 3 grams of nitrogen 2 into 10 raised to 3 grams of nitrogen reacts with the 1 into 10 raised to 3 grams of hydrogen. So second one comes, will any of the two reactants will remain unreacted? Third, what they have asked, if yes, if in case it is reacted, if yes, which one that would be its mass? Which one that would be its mass? Is visible properly? Yes. So this is what they have asked the question here. Clear? So now how you people need to find it here? That is, whenever you people will ask such questions, okay? These are 5 marks questions, so important, okay? Master study. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ equation ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ N2 plus 3H2 grams which will form what 2NH3 in the gaseous form it has been forming. Clear? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಪ್ಪ. N2 ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ 28 gram, you know it. Hydrogen is how much? It is actually given 3 moles of hydrogens are present here. So I have taken it as 3 into hydrogens are 2. So 3 into 2. How much it will be? 6 grams. It will be how much? 6 grams. Clear? I think it's not visible, but yes, it will be visible. Okay. So answer in part 2NH3 grams. That will be 2 into 17 grams. Clear? Now, so this is what you people need to understand it. Okay. First, what they have asked us, this is actually the equation they have given it. And then they told us to calculate the mass of the ammonium which has been produced if 2 into 10 raised to 3 grams of N2 will react with 1 into 10 raised to 3 grams of H2. Clear? Ammonia form ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ N2 ಏನು N2 ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ 2 into 10 raised to 3 ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವುದು H2 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 1 into 10 raised to 3 ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ 28 grams of reacts, that is 3 into 2, that is grams H2, and afterwards they have told 2 into 10 raised to 3 grams of N2 will react. Then we don't know this. Okay. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ x means algebra. Okay. So x is equal to, that is going to be 3 into 2 into 2 into 10 raised to 3. That divided by 28. Clear? Divided by 28. What will get the answer? 428.57 grams. 428.57 grams. Is it visible now? Yes. So amount of H2 unreacted is how much? 1000 minus 428.57. That will be what? 571.428 grams. Calculator use ಮಾಡಿ solve ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರನ ತಿಳಿಯೋದು. ತಿಳಿತಾ? Limiting reagent ಏನಪ್ಪ? Limiting reagent is completely related to what is N2. It's completely reacted. Okay. So limiting reagent ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂದು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಓಕೆ. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 moles of N2 ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತು 1 mole of hydrogen ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ. 1 mole of hydrogen ಇದೆ. ಆ 2 moles of nitrogen ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 2 nitrogen, 2 moles of nitrogen is being reacted to 1 mole of hydrogen. No, right? So, bare 1 mole of nitrogen react agiddu hydrogen jode. But ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಉಳಿತು? But 1 mole of nitrogen is remaining. So, that will act like a limiting reagent. Clear? So, that is limiting reagent is equal to N2 because N2 is completely been reacted. Clear? Limiting reagent should be taken for the calculation of the amount of the products. That is 28 gram of N2 products. That will be how much? 22 into 17 grams. That is NH3. Means we are finding the NH3. Clear? So, this is the one question. Next, how many moles of methane are required to produce 22 grams of CO2 gram after combustion? So, after combustion, yava combustion aguttalla methane du, that how many moles of methane is been required, okay, to produce how much? 22 gram of CO2 after the combustion. So, a combustion agutte ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ 22 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಫ್ CO2 ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ 22 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಫ್ CO2 ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಆ ಕಂಬಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀಥೇನ್ ಇಸ್ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀಥೇನ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೀಥೇನ್ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೀಥೇನ್ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? ಎಸ್. First is what they have given, this equation has what, that is CH4, that is methane plus oxygen. This is the common reaction for the combustion reaction, common reaction for the combustion reaction. Clear? What has it been forming? CH4, which is in the gaseous form, that is getting reacted with 2O2 to form CO2 plus 2H2O. Clear? So 1 mole illi eradu kade. So illi therefore 44 grams of CO2 is being obtained from 16 gram of CH4. From what? 16 gram of CH4. Clear? Now 1 mole of CH4, it is having 16 grams. Clear? So 1 mole of CO2 is having how much? 44 grams. How much it is having? 44 grams. Done. So next, therefore, the 1 mole of CH4, whatever the 1 mole of CH4 is there, that will be how much? 44 grams of CO2. In case 1 mole of methane is present, here how many moles they have asked? If in case 1 mole of methane is present, it will be 44 grams of CO2. And combustion 44 grams of methane bekappa. Okay, so 44 grams of CO2 irutte. Okay, see 44 grams of CO2 irutte. Now for X moles of CH4, how much it will be? Right, that is 22 grams of CH4. adne namu question kelidare, right? So tell me how many people understood this and how many people got the answer fast. How many people got the answer? ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ? come on, who will going to answer it? So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? X is equal to what? What will get the answer here? X is equal to 1 into 22 divided by 44. 1 into 22 divided by 44. That is X is equal to 1 andre hydrogen the 1 into 22 divided by 44. It will be how much? That will be 0.5 moles of CO2 So hence 0.5 moles of CH4 would be required to produce how much? 22 gram of CO2. Clear? Done? Understood? Yes. Next question. 50 gram kg of N2 and 10 kg of H2 are being mixed to produce NH3. Calculate the mass of the NH3 formed. Identify the limiting reagent in the production of the NH3. This is also very important question, guys. Important. Make sure to practice it. But one more thing I wanted to tell you people before we start. Ee question already ee tara question nanu solve madidene previously just now. Okay. So idralli enide same matte limiting reagent find madlikke helidare matte hege solve madbeku annodu just quickly helibidtene aita. So you people need to sit and solve till I finish the explanation to you. Okay. So moles of N2 is equal to what? Mass of N2 into 1000 grams. Mass of N2 into 1000 grams. So eshtaguttappa divided by molecular mass of N2, that is mass of the N2 is 50. Mass of the N2 is 50. Is visible? Yes. 50 into 1000 grams divided by 28. Clear? That is molecular mass of a N2. That is going to be molecular mass of a N2. Clear? Now how much it will be the answer here? Come on, let's do it mathematically and tell me fast. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಆನ್ಸರು? 17.86 into 10 raised to 2 moles. ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? Next, moles of H2. Moles of H2 nalli mass of the H2 divided by molecular mass of the H2. Molecular mass of the H2. Ek mass of the H2 is 10 into 1000. So divided by molecular mass of H2 is how much? 2. Because 2 hydrogens are present here. How many are present? 2. Clear? So that is what I am substituting it there. Right? So once we calculate, what we are going to get the answer? 5 into 10 raised to 3 moles. 5 into 10 raised to 3 moles. Make sure you people will practice this very well. So calculation check ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರನೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So now N2 plus 3H2 grams which is going to form what? 2NH3. ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? 2NH3 form ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Clear? So now 1 mole of N2 requires 1 mole of N2 requires 3 moles of H2. How much it requires? 3 moles of H2. Now, hence, 17.86 into 10 raised to 2 moles of N2 will require how much? That is going to be 3 into 17.86 into 10 raised to 2. That will be what? 5.36 into 10 raised to 3 moles of H2. 3 moles of H2. Clear? And understood? Yes. But we have only 5 into 10 raised to 3 moles of H2. Right? Ishte moles of H2 ide nam kade. But illi jasti bartide appa namage. Right? Why? That is the question. Okay. Now, so H2 is a limiting reagent according to the above equation. Illi enagutte ella hydrogen nu jasti agide appa. Adakinta jasti agide. Right? So this will act like an limiting reagent. It will act like an what? Limiting reagent. It will act like an limiting reagent. Clear? Understood? Next. But we have only 5 into 10 raised to 3 moles of H2. Yes, bare 5 into 10. So that's what I told you people, that limiting reagent is going to act like that. Clear? Done? Now, 3 moles of H2 will give how much? 2 moles of NH3. H kodutappa 2 moles of NH3 kodutte. Now, 5 into 10 raised to 3 moles of H2 will give X moles of NH3. Okay. Now, just consideration ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Okay. Consideration ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ X is equal to, last problem ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ solve ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, X is equal to same way. Okay. X is equal to 2 into 5 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 3. Okay, is equal to 3 into 3 into 10 raised to 3 moles of NH3. 3 moles of NH3. Clear? Clear everyone? Yes. But mass is equal to mole into molecular mass. So, adike 3.30 into 10 raised to 3 into 17. That will be how much? 56.1 into 10 raised to 3 grams of NH3. It can be also told as what? 56.1 kg of NH3. Why? Because molecular mass of NH3 is how much? 17 grams per mole. 17 grams per mole. Adike ad answer barodu. Aita? Understood? Yes. Next one, structure of atom. Let's start with the structure of atom now. Some basic concepts of chemistry is done now. So let's start with the structure of atom. So first question, explain the particle nature of the electromagnetic radiation by a Planck's quantum theory. By the Planck's quantum theory, we need to explain the particle nature of the electromagnetic radiation. Structure of atom in the most probably they will ask the more theoretical questions. Okay. So ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ theoretical questions na practice ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಯ್ತಾ. You people need to practice some theoretical questions little bit. Okay. So go through this ones. Everyone. Yes. So, according to the Planck's quantum theory, point was explained ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, considered ಮಾಡಿ. So, according to the Planck's quantum theory, the body which emits or observes the radiation of all frequencies is called as black body. ಯಾವ್ದು emit ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ radiations ಅನ್ನ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ black body ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. And the radiations which is emitted by this body is called as black body radiation. ಯಾವ ಬಾಡಿಯಿಂದ ಯಾವ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಡನ್. Now the exact frequency distribution of the emitted radiation, that is intensity versus frequency curve of the radiation from the black body, will depend upon its temperature. So ಅದು ಎದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅದು ರೇಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಎದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ? ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಮೇಲೆ. ಡನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, at a given temperature, intensity of the radiation emitted increases. So whatever the intensity is there, that of the radiation will start increasing. It will become start increasing. Clear everyone? So intensity ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, increase ಆಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. With increase of wavelength, wavelength ಜಾಸ್ತಿ increase ಆಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. Right? So now reaches a maximum value at a given wavelength. At a given length, maximum wavelength will be increased. And then starts increasing with the further increase of the wavelength as shown in the figure. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ concentrate ಮಾಡಿ. First ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? First ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ increase ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ increase ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ decrease ಆಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ increase ಆಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So you can concentrate here. First it will increase like this. Increasing, then it decreases. Same it will become for a T1 also. Okay. Same it will become for the T1 also. Means it is a intensity versus the lambda. Okay, intensity versus the wavelength, that is lambda. Okay. Next point, to explain this experimental observation, Planck proposed the following postulates. To understand this concept, that is wavelength versus intensity relationship, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟುಲೇಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ. ಹೇಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಥಾಮ್ಸನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸ್ಟುಲೇಟ್ಸ್ನ, ಸಮ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟುಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ರಿಟನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟುಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೇ ಥರ ಪ್ಲಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪಾಸ್ಟುಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? So, ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅದು? The atoms and the molecules would emit or observe energy only in the small discrete quantity, which is called as what? Quanta or photon. Okay, quanta or photon. Okay. Now, the energy of the quanta of the radiation is been proportional to its frequency and is expressed in the form of what? E proportional to V. Okay, E proportional to V. Now, the E is equal to H lambda. E is equal to H lambda or H mu. So, the proportionality constant H is going to be known as what? Planck's constant, which we will use it like anything in the chapter. Okay, structure of atom is made up of only Planck's constant. Everywhere we use the Planck's constant. To solve the problems also we use the Planck's constant itself. Clear? And the wave value of now, this is very important, guys. The value is how much? 6 into 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joules second. Okay, joules second. So this is very, very important. You people need to remember the Planck's constant. Most probably in all the problems they will mention it at the end. Sometimes they don't mention it. Make sure you people will practice both the way. Okay, done? Clear? Yes. So, energy is always emitted in the integral multiples of h nu, that is going to be E is equal to nh mu, 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 okay. So, when n is an integer, when n is an integer, clear? When n is an integer, clear? Understood? Next question. So, what is the photoelectric effect and the process of the emission of the electrons from the surface of the metals when they are exposed to light of a suitable frequency and is called as photoelectric effect. So, this is the diagram which we people need to draw it and practice it also. Okay, this is also very important, guys. They will ask in the form. I means na heldalla nimge ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರಂತ, ಇದು 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಥರನೂ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ 5th A or B like this may also they might ask this question. Okay, ಈ ಥರನೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. Clear? So, let's start understanding it. So, the process of the emission of the electron. Okay, the process of emission of an electron. Okay, electron from the surface of the metal when they are exposed to the light of, where it went, light of the suitable frequency, which is called as photoelectric effect. What it is called as what? Photoelectric effect. Clear? So, the same way you people need to understand it. Clear? Okay, understood everyone? Yes? Yes, understood? Rita? ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾಕೋ ಭಾಳ ಬೆಳಕಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. Okay, so let's go to the next question. That is going to be what? To explain the experimental results observed in the photoelectric effect. So, these are the experimental uses which we people need to write it. When they ask about the experimental results which is being observed in the photoelectric effect. Okay. The number of the electrons which is being ejected is directly proportional to the intensity of the brightness of the light. So, there is no time lag between the sticking of the light beam and ejection of the electron from the metal surface. Then the minimum frequency required to cause the photoelectric effect is called threshold frequency. So, this is called as what? Threshold frequency. Clear? Practice this, okay? Very nicely. So the minimum frequency which is required to cause the photoelectric effect is threshold frequency. This will might ask for 1 marks also, okay? So ಅದೇ ತರ explanation ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ನೀವು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ explanation ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ನೀವು formulas ಆಯ್ತಾ? So you people need to answer this all the formulas properly, everyone. Clear? Understood? Let's move to the next part, okay? So this calculate the energy same way it is, sorry, ಇದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಭಾಳ ಇದೆ. ಮೇಕ್ ಶೋರ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಮೇಕ್ ಶೋರ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, when the electromagnetic radiations of the wavelength 300 nanometer falls on the surface of the sodium, electrons are emitted with the kinetic energy of 1.68 into 10 raised to 5 joules per mole. What is the minimum energy needed to remove a electron from the sodium, and what is the maximum wavelength that will cause the photoelectron to be emitted? So lambda value already ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Lambda value already ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. That is 300 nanometer. So lambda is equal to how much? 300 into 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Kinetic energy is to 1.68 into 10 raised to 5 joules per mole. And E is equal to E minus H nu, that is H into C divided by lambda. That will be how much? That will be, we just need to substitute all the things. So ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ದ joules, right? Unit is very important, guys. Not to forget the unit. Done? So same way the energy of the mole of the protons also we know it. So E naught is equal to E minus kinetic energy. E minus kinetic energy. That is E naught is equal to 3.99 into 10 raised to 5 minus 1.68 into 10 raised to 5. That will be how much? 2.31 into 10 raised to 5 joules per mole. Clear? So in this way you people need to calculate in your calculator and check it out whether we are getting the correct answer or no. Then I'll just substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ kinetic energy ಮತ್ತೆ E value ಅನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ substitute ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ we will get this answer. Clear? So same with the minimum energy of one electron, same way when we will do it, we will get the answer as what? 3.84 into 10 raised to minus 19 joules. So the corresponding wavelength is going to be what? Lambda is equal to Hc divided by E. Hc divided by E. Clear? So therefore the lambda Hc divided by E is equal to 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 into 3 10 raised to 5 divided by 3.84 into 10 raised to minus 19. Same way you will substitute, we will get the answer as what? 517 nanometer. Done? 517 nanometer. Next question. So electromagnetic radiation of the wavelength 242 nanometer is just sufficient to ionize the sodium atom. Calculate the ionization energy of the sodium in kilojoules per mole. In the kilojoules per mole. Clear? So what they have told, energy of one proton of the radiation is having the wavelength of 242 nanometer. Okay, 242 nanometer, and is just sufficient, is just sufficient the ionizing the sodium atom, and ionization of that sodium is actually equal to what? Energy of one proton of a radiation of a wavelength. Energy of one protonation of a wavelength. Guy, clear? So what will guess energy of the proton is equal to what? H nu, that is going to be Hc divided by lambda. Hc divided by lambda. So that is what we are going to get the answer. Clear everyone? Understood? Understood? Understood everyone? Yes, let's move to the next part. That is classification of elements and the periodicity in properties. Periodicities in properties. So what will get the first question? Explain the classification of elements in the periodic table on their properties. So ಈಗ metal ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಪ್ಪ? Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, metal is more than 78% and is also known as the elements appear to the left. So in the periodic table means metal ಬಗ್ಗೆ non-metal ಬಗ್ಗೆ an explanation ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ metal is usually having a high melting point, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. High melting point is there, boiling point is there, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ತರ ನೀವು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ, ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಮೆಟಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Clear? Done. Next question. So how does the atomic radius vary in period vary in a period and in a group, and how do you explain the variation? How do you explain the variation? Now, atomic radius is generally decreases across the period. Explanation, what we can tell, it is because within the period the outer electrons are in the same valence shell, so the effective nuclear charge will increase as the atomic number starts increasing. As we start the increasing means what? However, the effective nuclear charge, whichever it is present, whatever the effective nuclear charge increases, has the atomic number also starts increasing. Atomic number also, it will start increasing. Hence, the atomic size decreases. Hence, the atomic sizes decreases. So, the atomic radius increases down to the group with the periodic table. Same explanation you people need to give it. So, idu 9 ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ actually 5 marks direct ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. So, these questions will be asked. These questions will be asked in the form of 5 A, B, C. In this way they will ask it. Done na? So, what is isoelectronic species? We have discussed this question in the 2 marks also. So, in this is the type of questions how they will ask in the 5 marks. Okay, how they will ask in the 5 marks. Same way, this both questions also. So, make sure you people will practice these questions very well. Let's see this question. Okay, how does the valence or oxidation states of a representative elements vary? Hegappa vary agate. Understanding everyone? Yes. Yes. Understanding it? Rithika full shine hoditidara. Okay, the valence of the representative elements is usually equal to the number of the electrons in the outermost orbitals, that is valence shell, and or equal to the 8 minus the number of the valence electrons. So, group kotidare, number of the valence electrons kotidare, with valence kotidare. Aita? So, same ade tara, what is the oxidation state of an oxygen, sodium and fluoride? And next is, how does the oxidation state of representative elements vary in their hydrides and the oxides? So, ee tara questions ana keltare, A, B, C tara. So, adanu already 2 marks nalli discuss madideve. So, make sure you people will practice 2 marks and 3 marks questions more, so that those questions will be included in the 5 marks. Clear? Yes. Let's move to the next question. I think we have 1 chapter and then we will be left with 2 more chapters. Okay, let's start. Chemical bonding and molecular structure. So, first question, define the van der Waals radius. Van der Waals radius andre enu? Half of the distance between 2 similar atoms is separate neighboring molecules in a solid is called as what? Van der Waals radius. This is the van der Waals radius which is present. The van der Waals radius and the covalent radius in between the 2 atoms which is getting reacted now. Covalent radius and covalent distance and the van der Waals diameter. Clear? Next question. This is also very important question, guys. Must study, okay. Define bond enthalpy and how do you obtain the bond enthalpy in a polyatomic molecules. So, example, the bond enthalpy for hydrogen molecule is 435.8 kilojoules per mole, and in a polyatomic molecules, bond enthalpy is calculated in the terms of mean or average bond enthalpy. So, it is a polyatomic molecule. It is obtained by dividing the total bond dissociation enthalpy, okay, bond association enthalpy by the number of the bonds broken. Eshtappa number of the bonds broken agidella athar mele form agutte. So, this is because the bond enthalpy has different types of bonds in the polyatomic molecule and is not same. Clear? Example, average bond enthalpy in water molecule is H2O, H and OH. Same way with the OH, that is O and H. Clear? In this way only people need to solve it. So, this is also a 2 marks question which I have already discussed it in the 2 marks session. So, but they have asked it in the 5 marks also sometimes. Okay, they have asked it in the 5 marks also sometimes. So, make sure you people will practice this question properly. Clear? Next one. What is the net dipole moment of a water and show bond dipoles in its structure? So, dipole moment of a water is mu is equal to 1.850 D. So, bond dipole is going to be how much and resultant dipole moment is going to be how much. This is the how the bonding between the H2O and H2O is going to happen. Clear? Next one, same way itself, that the thing is there is a compound difference. Okay, ಅಲ್ಲಿ H2O ittu, ಇಲ್ಲಿ BF3 there. That's it. Okay. So this is why I have taken this question. Was first I'll tell you people, because this is very important concept. It has been asked lots of times. Okay, bala sala keliro question. So very important, must study. Okay, must study question. Please make sure you people will practice this. Okay. Okay, let's move to the thermodynamics. So thermodynamics in the ಯಾವ ತರ questions ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, derive the expression for the mechanical work done in an isothermal and irreversible comparison of an ideal gas. Clear? So ಈ ತರ questions ಅನ್ನ thermodynamics ಬಂದ ಕಡಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Clear everyone? Yes. So ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇಂದ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಮ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದರಿಂದ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬಬಲಿ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬಬಲಿ. reactions, named reactions also. Make sure I have done already the separate video on the reactions and named reactions. Make sure you people will practice these sessions properly, everyone. Clear? You people need to practice these classes properly. Clear, everyone? Yes? Understanding? So this type of questions will be asked here. So you can check it out. This is just a sample which I am giving you people. So you people need to study in this way. Okay? So give the classification of the organic compounds. There is open chain or acyclic compounds, here cyclic or ring compounds or homocyclic compounds, heterocyclic compounds. In this homocyclic and heterocyclic, we have alicyclic and aromatic and non-aromatic. In aromatic compounds, we have benzonoid compounds and non-benzonoid compounds. This is also important. Practice it well. Okay? Practice ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಆಯ್ತಾ. So ಈ ತರ questions ಅನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Make sure you people will study these questions properly, everyone. Clear? So these were the few questions of 5 marks which has been repeated a lot of times in your exams, for your midterm exams. Make sure you people will practice this very well questions. So ಈಗ already ನಾವು 2 marks 3 marks ಮತ್ತೆ 5 marks questions ಅನ್ನ already practice ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. So ಈಗ 5 marks ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು check ಮಾಡಿ, PDF will be available right after the class. You can check it out. If you people have any doubt, you people can ask me. So even we will do the one shot as we have done for the second PUC. I will do this one shot for the first PUC also. We will do it very soon also, so that it will be helpful to you people to learn in one video only about the 2 marks, 3 marks, 5 marks and the few numerical problems also. If you want some more information from us and if you people want some more videos which will be really be helpful to you people, then please comment it down. So till then, see you everyone. Bye. Bye everyone. Study well.